Hello, Facebook Live. Jessica Lozano here for day 5 of 365 days. I am a women's relationship coach, mentor, women's embodiment coach, mentor, and a ceremony facilitator, guiding women to their deepest truths as who they are in a woman and their greatest expression and liberation in relationships and in their life. And one of the things that has happened with every single client that I have worked with, money and career is always a huge part in this relationship thing that we're working with. Right? And it is a big topic because one of the major reasons why couples get divorced, why couples fight, has to do with money. And money, I'm going to tell you my beliefs about money and how it's been held inside of the world is that it's really been keeping people small and keeping people in a feeling of scarcity no matter how much money you have. And it creates a really serious dynamic in a relationship, right? And with your own personal relationship with money and career and finances. So one of the things that I'm working with, so when my clients come to me about relationships and why we always end up talking about career and money is because this is a masculine energy. Money and career, the way that I look at it is masculine. Yes, with money, there is a feminine energy that I'm now really working with and really understanding. But for the most part, there's a masculine energy about it, meaning that it's about safety. It's about security. Those are masculine principles. So currently, I have some clients that were going through some massive changes when it comes to career, possibly. I think a lot of us are getting shooken up by this full moon in Scorpio, including myself. Normally, I welcome all the heavy, deep shit, but this full moon has gotten me feeling all sorts of weird things and not even feeling like myself. Granted, I also did a parasite cleanse that adds to this chaos because the parasites, when you start cleansing them, they start to release all your low frequencies that have been stagnant in your body, including limiting beliefs, including disassociation, including all of the things, fear, all of it, confusion. And that's some of the things that I've been feeling lately and has been very uncomfortable. And I actually really don't like it. I'm going to tell you the truth. I am like, God, I do not like this feeling. I do not like this. I hate this. I really want to get out of this. I have things to do. Don't you know that I have things to do in my world? I don't have time for these bullshit emotions, right? I don't have time for this confusion. I don't have time to feel like I'm stuck in this place where I don't feel like myself and I have to now continue to lead my life, lead my clients, lead my business, be in a relationship, talk to people. I don't want to do it. All right. So if you're feeling like that with this full moon, if you're feeling like there's just a lot of shit that's happening in your world, maybe some crazy career things that could be possibly that could radically shift your entire world, or something in your relationship where it's just radically shift, I want to guide you on how to move through big changes in your career and in your relationship. So one of the things is, first and foremost, to lean into the discomfort, to lean into exactly what you're feeling, and as women, really express that through our bodies. Because when we're in these things that where life happens, we tend to get stuck up in here, stuck in the head. And when we get stuck in the head, it's like this loop of endless negative thinking, fear mongering, all the worst case scenarios. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. This is hard. Shit sucks. All up in here. And we're like disconnected from our bodies. And when we're disconnected from our bodies, we don't feel. We don't know how to move past these emotions, and we start to take action from a place of disembodiment, from a place of disassociation, and you start to navigate yourself through the place of fear versus your truth. So when you're having big changes and big shifts in your career or in your relationships, the first thing we want to do is lean into exactly what you're feeling and open up. As women, open up our energy and actually feel it all. Because through the feelingness is how we allow the illusions of fear to dissolve. When we don't ignore our inner child, which is really what's acting up, or whatever child, teenager child, young adult child, doesn't matter. There's something in you that got triggered and got activated and now needs to be held through this. And part of that is through receiving those and feeling everything that is happening. Through your ignoring it, you create more of it, and you actually create this bigger monster than what it really is, right? That's what I walked my client through recently, through this thing that might be happening in her career. And it was really scary for her. And all these fears came up about what it would mean to her colleagues, what the embarrassment, the shame, and all of the things that would come from it, and the anxiety of what would it mean about her reputation, about the continuation of her career, as she's very, well known in this industry. Of course, you're going to get rattled through this radical shift that's happening, through these big things that are making its way through. Hello, Mapaya. Right? And the first thing is actually feeling it all. Feeling it all from a place of openness. And then the next step is to actually be with yourself and say, I know you feel all these things, and together we will continue to walk through, and together we will move through this. And then there's actually one thing I want to say about when our fears come up, right, with this specific client, when she was thinking like, oh, there's going to be embarrassment, there's going to be shame, that these colleagues are going to talk about her and all of these things. The only way you can feel those things if you allow them to be true. I was like, if people are talking and saying things about you, does it take away from your truth and who you are? If you know what's true, why does it matter what other people think and say? Even if you have this huge thing in your record, why does it matter if you know your truth? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The only way that shame and embarrassment and all the things can get activated in you is if you believe that they are true, or there's a part of you that is linked into that feeling of shame and embarrassment, and okay, this is where you feel it. But then after that, it's like, where are you giving your power away to these other people, right? Or to what people think in your relationship. One of the ways that I was able to walk out of a relationship was with my previous partner, and not really, meaning inside of the relationship, I cared so greatly what he thought, what his children thought, what his family thought, all of the things. And that kind of always kept me in this place of defensiveness and always trying to prove myself. Once I let go of that and I said, you know what? They're going to think what they want to think. about me, and some of them are probably valid. I've done some really crazy shit in that relationship, not gonna lie. And I own that. And I own that part, and I made my corrections moving forward. And I don't care what they think. I don't care what they say about me because I know my truth, right? So when you're going through big shifts in your relationship and career, what matters is you knowing who you are, what you stand for, and knowing the work that you put behind whatever it was. That's all that matters. What everyone says, who gives a flying fuck? It doesn't take away from who you are. So opening up, feeling into it, acknowledging, knowing where you are attaching meaning. What are the words that are triggering you that probably you feel a little truth to it in yourself, right? Those are the feelings that you alchemize. And then after that, how much more do you want to hold on to that? And how much more do you want to believe that that's true if you know that it's not true? You get what I'm saying? And then the third thing is through releasing, expressing your body, what things want to move through you, right? Shaking, vocalizing. We did a lot of growling with my client, a lot of shaking, a lot of just speaking out loud the things that you want to say unapologetically, right? I guide my clients through this type of work because this is so powerful for women. This is how we move energy through and how we resonate with our truth and able to stand in our power, unwavering, unshakable, to continue to move through the things in your relationship and in your career, right? And these two things always come up with my clients because these two things are masculine energies, right? Your man, your career, and money. And they just go hand in hand. One thing is interconnected with the other. It's not interconnected, but how you show up in one is how you're going to show up in the other. And they do intertwine. And how fulfilled you feel in your career is going to reflect how fulfilled you're in your relationship. How you're fulfilled you're in your relationship is going to reflect how fulfilled you are in your career, right? It's just our life, all of our areas of our lives are interwoven to each other. So what else do I want to say about this? What else do I want to say about this? Thank you for your patience as you listen to me quietly. The other thing I want to say about this is knowing that it's okay to feel what you're feeling and not placing any judgment on the feelings, because all feelings aren't facts. They're just an emotion. And once you pay attention to the parts of you that are wavering based on other people's opinions, that's the part of you that needs to be shown unconditional love. And when you show that unconditional love to that part of you and you say, here I am, I see you, and I know you feel like this, and I love you, and together we're going to walk through this fire. Together we will walk through this fire. You know who you are. You know your truth. And yes, you can feel like this. And yes, we're going to feel some sadness. We're going to feel some shame, and we're going to feel some embarrassment. And we will be okay. And we will be okay. And as you do this piece, you're going to be able to handle hard fucking shit in your life. Every time I close my eyes and I'm talking, I feel like I move. You can handle hard shit if you do this. And there's always going to be different layers to crack through. And we think that big changes in our lives is like the end of us, when it's really not. It's actually the beginning. Because if something is ending, it means something is opening and waiting for you. You may not know what it is, but it's something there waiting for you that's probably better than what you expected. And these feelings may last for a while, and that's okay as you continue to be with yourself and hold yourself through these big changes that are happening in your life. And through that, you gain personal power. Through that, you gain personal power. You're not in this wavering circumstantial energy or powerlessness. Through this vulnerability, you find your strength and you find your power to continue to move forward, and you will be an unfucking shakeable woman. And I actually have a masterclass called Elevated Woman that will walk you through all of this. It is a masterclass that you will listen to over and over and over again when you're feeling powerless, when you're feeling stuck, when you're feeling like, I don't know what to do in my relationship. I don't know what to do in my life. I don't know. I'm feeling confused. I keep going back and forth. How do I find my power? How do I find my center? This masterclass is for you. 100%. It's a masterpiece. It's one of my favorite masterclass I've ever given. And has a killer playlist for you. And I give you 3 guided practices to do with this. So this feels complete. I'm going to leave the link to the masterclass up in the description box. This masterclass also used to be called Your Center, just so you know, in case you already have Your Center masterclass. This is the new branding of it, Elevated Woman. When I walked my client through this, she's like, thank you so much, Jessica. I feel so much better. She felt like her world was crumbling down because of everything that she had built. She's like, I cannot believe that I feel like my whole career is going to go poof in an instant because of one silly mistake. She felt completely powerless. And this is a woman who's always stuck in her head. She's very much a logical thinker, very much in here, very much in here. I'm always teaching her to drop down into her body, drop down to her body. She's very much in her hyper independent masculine energy. But when I did this with her, she's like, oh my God, I feel so much better. I feel like that. And that for this particular client is a huge fucking deal, because she doesn't feel better until the external circumstances changes for her. And nothing has changed for her, only her embodiment. Only working through this changed. That's how powerful this work is. That you are no longer waiting for the external circumstances to change or to figure out exactly what's going to happen in order for you to be in your power. So, Elevated Women Masterclass is for you with that. And I know today I said I was going to talk about dripping pleasure. If you listen to my other lives, honestly, I'm going through a alchemization moment with this. And I feel like something more wants to come through. And every time I tap into my intuition, every time I tap into my body, it's like, not right now. And that's been hard for me to want to shift, because I wanted to activate it now. I wanted to do it now. And that's where my control or masculine energy wants to come in. But I did these practices that I just shared with you today, and I do feel better and I do feel more embodied. But dripping pleasure, stay tuned. I think there's something much bigger that's going to come with that. And I'm going to stay listening to my intuition and continue to lead myself through that. And that's all I'm going to say, because I really don't know. I don't want to share anything else that's not completely solid. So I hope you enjoyed this live. I'm going to link the masterclass up top, and I hope you have a beautiful day. By the way, remember how I said about on the second live, I talked about how with run and with clothes and all the things. Oops. Did I finish it? No, I thought I finished it. This whole outfit is also via Ron. This top, these shorts, this belt, no. And this is actually a new outfit, a new way of embodying this next level of myself that I'm breaking through, which, by the way, I believe that everything that I'm going through right now, why Drip and Pleasure, I feel like there's going to be an expansion coming through with this, because I'm leveling up. And when you level up, sometimes there's a death with that. Sometimes there's a death with that. Sometimes there's a bunch of shit that's coming up. And I believe that's what's happening here when it comes to Dripping Pleasure, because I'm so excited about it. But ever since I launched it, something felt off. Something felt off. You know, when you say yes to a date and you're like, I said yes, or I'm continuing to stay in this relationship, but something feels off. Why am I still in this relationship? Something feels off, right? Or you have a fight and you kind of work it out, but then something still feels off. You're like, something feels off. I can't put my finger on it, but something feels fucking off. And that's what it feels like right now. And I'm sharing that because there's going to be some shifts coming with Dripping Pleasure, and I'm not sure exactly what they are. So it's edgy for me to feel like this, and for me to say this, but it's truth. And what's the other thing I want to say about it? Yeah, it's the truth, and just working my way through it. I don't think much more to say about that, but I just know something better is going to come, something bigger. And that confusion is okay. All right? It's how you walk yourself with that matters. So, hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.